So, speaking of funny things when it comes to grading, we're not done yet. We really aren't. Because the question that we said from group subbers and stuff like this, an interesting one, was why would I send my cards to a HGA or a CSG or an SGC, for example, when they grade harsher than most other grading companies? Why wouldn't I just send my card to PSA? Do you want me to tell you why? I'll break it down for you in simple maths. And Source loves this because it makes absolutely no sense at all, right? So HGA grade harsher. Why? Because they don't give out as many 10s. Last time I checked, all people that have been telling me is all their PSA subs are coming back as 8s and 7s and 7.5s and 8.5s and 9s. Oh, and I forgot to mention, these grades are all on modern cards. The cards that 12 months ago, you were getting 9s and 10s, nothing less. So is it worth sending your card for 150 USD to PSA to get a PSA 8? Or for $200, I'm going to use HGA as the example because it's our price here in Australia. For $200, you can send 4 cards instead of 1. And you get it back quicker than PSA. Their value on the market actually holds pretty good. No, it's not like PSA, but you can actually flip it and move on to the next thing 7 months or 6 months before you even get that 1 card back from PSA. You can grade 4 for the price of 1. And you can turn it over. You can turn over 4 cards within 2 months or 3 months instead of 1 card in 6 months, or in 9 months. So just do the maths. 4 cards every 3 months to your 4 cards from 1 sub coming back every 9 months. That's 12 cards you can turn over in 9 months opposed to 4 from PSA. I'm just using HGA as an example. SGC's got good turnaround times as well. CSG's got good turnaround times as well.
Yeah, CSG, I don't think so, Dom. I think you're misinformed there. I'm just going to stop you on that point. But yeah, look, I agree with you 100%. You said this to me, off air, and I'm like, Dom, bring this
CSG
up.
is not as long as PSA.
It's not as long, but
it's 6 months.
It's not 9 months, but it's still pretty average. But the thing is with CSG, you're grading your card for $20. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
You're not grading your card.
What I'm saying is the value source. It's all about the value. This is all we keep hearing from people. Oh, it's all about the value. Where's the value on $150 for you to get a grade that potentially pays just the grading cost back to you if you don't get a 10?
This is where I bring it down to, Doma. Why, if I pull, like, say I, open up this these prism packs, right? Dom, I open these prism packs. I'm going to open them up and I get a LaMelo Ball Prism Silver, right? If it's good enough to grade, and I think it's grade worthy, I'm going to have a crack and send that for $150 to PSA. I'm going to
that's fair enough,
right? Because it's a Prism Silver, and if that does get a 10, you're looking at a good payday. Now, you could send, but the thing is, you pay the $150, you're still going to get it back in a decent amount of time. I understand all that. It's fine. But if you're looking at, for instance, a silver insert from, I pulled a Anthony Edwards, insert silver, right? Out of, say, Prism. Let's just use that as an example. It's like a $5 or $6 card. Now, these are cards that people were grading at PSA for $10 and then getting back PSA 10s when grading was $10 each on an economy, and then flipping that card for 100, 150, 200, who knows, right? Now, if people still want to be able to do that, you can't do that with PSA if you want to send that $6, $7 card. So you have to send it with SGC. You have to send it with HGA. You have to send it with CSG. One of those three, and get it back. And people need to start giving respect to the number that's on the top of the slab, and actually respect the grading quality that's coming out of these companies. Yes, in all companies, across all companies, there are, errors and stuff that slips through the cracks. You see bad corners, you see terribly off-centered cards, and there's ones out there in every company that you go, how did this get this grade? It happens, right? But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is we need to start giving some value to these other cards that people were grading, anything from, a $1 card to a $50 card, and you're grading it with a SGC, or you're grading it with a CSG or a HGA, and it gets a good grade. People can't be turning around and lowballing you and trying to pay you the price of a raw card. They can't be turning around and trying to lowball you and pay you, a PSA 10 might be worth $300 and they're trying to give you $100. And you've got a HGA 9.5 where we know that the HGA don't give out 10s as easily, and that's fact proven, that they only give them out a certain percentage. I don't know exactly the percentage. We can actually ask Tyler on the show this weekend as we have him on. So I don't understand where the logic in the hobby with people is. And I'll say it here. I have been buying so many SGC soccer slabs because there's all this soccer product that's getting open, all this Topps Chrome, all this Topps Finest, Champions League products from last year's sets. The new sets are coming out, the 2020 sets, and people have nowhere to send it, so they're sending it to SGC. It's hitting the market. Dommy, I've sent you some of the cards I've been buying. Some of them I've missed. Some of them I forgot to bid on.
We're looking at stuff today.
Getting SGC 9.5 for less than the cost of grading. What the hell? It costs $25 to grade your card at SGC. $25.
That's the real. But that's the real return on investment right there. You're practically buying the way I look at that, and I've explained it in the past. Yeah, you're spending money, but you're buying it for free. It costs less than the freaking grading. If the guy plays well, you don't need to grade the card. It's already slabbed. It's already a 9.5 or it's a 10 already.
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest going for SGC 9s. I'll be honest with you. I'd stick to 9.5s and 10s.
9.5s, you know what I'm saying? When that guy plays well, you sell it. But I don't know, man. Like Adam said it here, checking comps on HGA was pleasantly surprised how well they compare to PSA. The return on investment isn't there with PSA if they're giving 6, 7s, or 8s. It's the whole thing. The whole premise of the hobby is, and I don't want people giving us this shit response here in our DMs of yeah, but I grade it for my PC, so it's PSA. It enhances my value. That's fine. If it's for your PC and you want it that way, grade it with PSA. But don't give me that cop-out bullshit line because you're all in it to flip it. In the end of the day. Okay, for the PSA 10 or a HGA 10 or a SGC 10, for a HGA 10, they hold up pretty well, the HGAs. You know what I mean? All right, for $100 less than a PSA 10 or $150 less, it's well, I'm not going to sell it. So you rather wait 9 months so that card then drops $150, $200, $250, and you go, oh shit, if I got my card back earlier, I could have made this much money. Or I could have gone to another grading company
and made to a whole lot of people on Tyler Hero cards. Happened to a whole lot of people.
I'll give you the answer, Global, mate. You want to know what it'll take for the narrative to change? Tell everybody to listen to this podcast. Listen to this segment. Just share this segment. They don't even have to listen to the podcast. Listen to this segment and wake up. People are so naive. They tell you one thing and then they do the opposite. It's PSA. It's even PSA source now that it's closed. It was closed. It was still PSA. It closed, and everyone said, "Oh no, we'll just hold our cards till it opens." That's what they were saying. Source.
That's what they are still saying, Dom.
Yeah.
In Discord servers, in like I'm in American card Discord servers, and
just
you bring up this,
mind-boggling.
and they go, "Oh, I'm just waiting for PSA to bring back economy. I'm waiting for PSA to open." So people are sitting on nearly 12 months worth of cards more, waiting for PSA the day that they open a economy service to grade it, so that there can be a backlog of another 20 million cards. Like, do you understand how stupid that sounds?
This is what I'm trying to say.
And by that time, all those prospects that you might have been waiting to get to PSA, they're out of the league,
mate. There'll be
They're nothing. There's the hype's died.
Just do yourself a favor, yeah? Like I said, I keep saying, do yourself a favor. Keep holding your Nick Claxtons to send them to PSA. Keep holding them. Keep holding them. Because then they'll be worth...
Especially guys like that,
They won't
man.
even be worth $1 USD, mate. When they slap,
guys
they'll
like
be worth...
that, man. Look, I understand it, but this is what I mean. If you hit a big card, if you hit a big numbered Anthony Edwards, a big numbered LaMelo, a big numbered Herbert,
It's different.
you take the and it's a good set. You take the punt, you send it at $150 because you want to flip it, because if you get a good 10, if you get a 10, you're gonna kill it, right? PSA 10, I'm talking about. But all the other shit, why are you holding on to it for so long? If you want to grade and flip, just grade it with someone else and flip it, man.
Global City's been waiting 15 months.
There you go.
Just imagine you got Luka Doncic base prisms in there that have dropped in value. You're like, I'm going to get it back and I'm going to sell them. You're not getting... We said this before it even closed. We said, you're not getting your card back to sell, mate. There'll be a dip. We said there was always going to be a dip in the market. Not a crash. There was always going to be a dip in the market before you get your cards back.
The fact that we've been right on this thing, and we're not trying to sit on this side of the screen and sit here and say that we're the oracles and we're trying to rub it in people's face. But it's just like, mate,
it's for your benefit.
It just sounds like common sense to us. That's why we're saying it. It just sounds like common sense that this is going to happen, and that's why we put it out there. And we go, and we hope that other people listen to it and go, yeah, you know what? They make a fair point. When you think about it like this, I haven't thought about it like that. Or hang on, you haven't. It triggers something that you maybe never thought about, and you start thinking about it in a different way. I don't know, but it's just we want to bring this up with people because it baffles us, the fact that even today, even as recent as last week in a Discord server, people saying we are waiting for PSA to open to send our cards. Like, I'm like, what? You're sitting on 12 months worth of cards that you're waiting for them to open an economy service. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, I'll say it again on this show, and I've heard it from a number of people, other people, that if it ever is an economy service, it will not be cheaper than $50 a card. When people were grading $1 base Prism cards and getting PSA 10s and flipping that for $100 US or more, right? Or $2 base Prism cards and flipping them for over $100, they're going to make it $50 because they go, oh, they can still send that $3 card in here, get a PSA 10, and we give it a PSA 10 because it's got a premium, because people like that piece of plastic more than the other piece of plastic around it. They're going to pay $150 for it. So people are still going to make money. So people are still going to send in all these cards, and we're going to end up with a backlog again.
Matty said he's currently got 3 different subs at HGA, putting probs another 2 by Jan 35. Jan 35 cards in total back before Jan from August, subbing with HGA. How many years before PSA can do that? Yeah, bulk sub 2 is open now, Matty. Feel free to send your cards through our way. But in all honesty, you think about that, Source, what you're saying, yeah? You're going to grade it at 50 USD on a base card, and some of them, it's going to come back. If it comes back at 10, you sell it for 120 USD. If it comes back at 9, you're selling it for 80 USD. What's the difference to go spending? Depends. What's the difference in going with another grading company now that's cheaper, and because their comps aren't the same as PSA, you can still make that $20 or $30 profit. as if you would make a $20, $30 profit
Well, you're
on
going
a
to save.
PSA
You're going to
9.
save. Well, instead of you're going to save $25 sending it to SGC, you're going to save $30
And you get,
sending it to the economy on
and not just that,
HGA
Source. You're going to save 9 months.
and time.
You're
That's
going
what
to
we keep
save a
saying.
9 months. You can save the life cycle of a newborn baby growing in a womb, mate. That's literally what it is. It's
That's
like you're
great.
waiting. It's like you're
Right.
waiting for your baby to be born at PSA. That's what grading is like at PSA. Waiting for your baby to be born. Oh, in 9 months. I wonder if it's going to be a boy or a girl, a 9 or a 10. That's literally what it's like, Source. It's absurd, absolutely absurd. The shit that we're seeing and hearing. Anyway, let's move on. Started from the bottom. Now we're here, Source.
Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to leave a review on the Apple Podcasting app. Also, follow us on socials: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Talking all sports, double coverage.